So you have the attention of parents, grandparents, community advocates, and I just want to give you one last opportunity to share why we should vote for Dr. Nashawn Nix.
Yes. My fifth grade teacher, Ms. Tona Penland, called me in for a parent-teacher conference with my mom and told me that she would not pass me or promote me because I was not reading on grade level. And I broke down crying and I said, there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. I don't want to fail. And she says, if I pass you, I'll be doing you a disservice. That's open, that's honest, and that's transparent. My rebuttal was, Ms. Penland, but you said, where there's a will, there's a way. And she stretched an open availability to help me read on a sixth grade level. She didn't just give me something, she prepared me. I want to make sure our babies feel safe and prepared when it's time to graduate, that they're either college ready and or career ready. I don't say college ain't for everybody. I say everybody ain't for college. I want to go back in and bring back fundamentals like home economics. I want to bring back fundamentals and infuse the trades. We have the landscape to be able to prepare our children, not just jobs for the present, but for jobs of the future. I would love to see how we can make this a STEM hub by leveraging federal funding to make Jacksonville that beacon of hope and working with science, technology, engineering, art, mathematics. It can be done, but where there is no will, there will be no way. I'm boots on the ground. I've talked to many of you at your homes, at your door. I've spent more time in the field than I have with trying to get endorsements from major corporations. I want the endorsement of my constituents. I want the endorsement of our neighbors to be able to hold our current superintendent accountable and to make sure that we keep our top educators in DCPS. This is not a one-man show. I am soliciting and requesting your help in order to make our district great. Average is the enemy to advancement. Our hashtag is chasing excellence. I'm not new. I work with some of our most severe children when it comes to pride campuses, EBD, ODD, emotionally behavioral disorder, oppositional defiant disorder, and we've helped those children go from isolation back into general studies with their peers. Why? Because where there's a will, there is a way. And I graduated from Edward Waters College, now Edward Waters University, senior class president, degree in education, and I feel like I'm properly equipped to hit the ground running day one.
Awesome, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. I want to give you one last question. We have parents, we have educators, we have grandparents, community advocates. Why should these folks vote for you for District 5?
Thank you for that question. My life work has been about one thing, and that's children. Been laser focused on the well-being and the education of all children. It's no secret, I have not run for any other position outside of school board. I ran for this position 8 years ago and I was not successful. But even in my not being successful in running 8 years ago, I made a promise there that whomever wins the position, I will work with to make sure that every student still receives a high quality education that you and I and every family desire them to have. That's just the reality of it. So whether I have been at the Youth Crisis Center, my focus has been on children. Job Corps, my focus has been on children. Garnier Lightham, my focus has been on children. Fresh Ministries, my focus has been on children, and even today, my legislative work, even while I was in Tallahassee, all the legislation that I focused my attention on dealt with young people and children and how we making sure that we're doing right by them and right by the next generation. I think they vote for me based on the fact that I've been in the schools. I have walked with parents to make sure that their concerns have been heard. I have walked with our teachers to make sure their concerns have been heard. I take this work very seriously. And I'm passionate about the work. And I tell people this all the time. I came under John Fryer, and every superintendent, I can name all of them, John Fryer, Nancy, Dr. Wise, Ed Brick Daniels, Dr. Vitti, I can name all of them. Because I have worked with all of them to ensure that at the end of the day, regardless of zip code, regardless of the side of town, are we doing right by children? I have always been in this fight. And so I think District 5 needs someone who's been in the fight.
Yeah.
I think District 5 needs someone who understands the issues. I think District 5 needs someone who at the end of the day is not coming in with a learning curve. And with me, you get that. You get somebody who understands Tallahassee politics, been there, done that. You get somebody who understands local government, who understands our schools, who will walk in our buildings and make sure that every student has what they need, the resources that they need in order to be successful for college, career, workforce, military. That's why I'm running. I'm running for them.
Awesome. Thank you. It's
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure having this conversation
No,
with
it's been
you.
my pleasure. Thank you so much.
You have, the attention of your community here right now.
Yes.
When we look at what we need for District 5 school board, why should the community vote for you?
Well, first of all, I'm homegrown, live right down the street, went here. I know the aspects of the community. I saw some of the buildings at Edward Waters College get built. Little guy, that just tells you how old I am, I'm sorry. But I've seen it get built. I know the community. Some people say, where had you been in the military and you've been gone for 30 years? No, back and forth. I never lost my state residency, and I've been back and forth. I am a stakeholder also. I have a vested interest in the schools, and no one can question that. 4 girls, challenging girls, 2 sons, all of whom are successful. 3 have went in the military. Now I have grandchildren in the system. Now, I am an educator, worked in adult continuing education, work in jointly with the Department of Children and Families for child care assessment exams. I have operational experience because as a school board representative, you have to be able to see the big picture. Everything, and that's what we did in the military working, and I worked in special operations, pretty dangerous job. So that's what we did. I have the operational experience. I am homegrown and from here, a native of Jacksonville, and I have a vested interest in my community, a compassionate vested interest in it. I have knowledge in the schools. I have visited the schools. I mentor at some charter schools, again, work at the college, and I believe that we have to have someone with well-rounded experience. And here's the big one. I have been exposed to an entire diversity of people. I've been in Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, 2 tours in Afghanistan, Iraq, Desert Storm, Bosnia. And when you've been in these countries, you talk to a variety of people. The women, the culture, and guess what? We're starting to have that in America. No matter what anybody thinks, we're having people and we have to deal with it. And you have to have someone who can actually look at things from that perspective in dealing with people. Now, I know we don't deal with them directly on the ground, but when you start to understand cultures and understand how people operate and understand what you have to do to the community, which is right here in District 5, if you have that knowledge, then it makes you a better representative because you can see things from the business aspect, from the policy aspect, and from the community aspect. I'm from here, I know the entire community. That doesn't mean you can't serve because you're not here. I just believe I make a better fit because I have been here, because I know the school system, and because I have a thirst for protecting our children, including mine. Still got them in the system.
Awesome.
And if you want to get Reggie Blunt angry, mess with the children and the elderly. You got a problem with me.
Vulnerable populations.
Yes, vulnerable populations.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.